Hey everyone, what's going on? It is me, the Talking Walker here again, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a The Walking Dead episode 12 Better Angels video review, or episode review. So in this episode, sadly, we get to see the death of Shane, which you guys should all probably know, but I don't want to get into too much detail over that because I only have a certain time limit for this video on YouTube. I kind of want to get through the main points of this episode, and I will talk a lot more in depth about the death of Shane when the time comes, but we're just going to start off at the beginning. So, at the beginning, we all know in the last episode, Daryl, or not Daryl, God, I get mixed up with those two. Dale, sadly, Dale died. He was actually one of my favorite characters, not just because, you know, Dale's Dale and people think Dale's pretty cool, but, like, I think he's pretty cool just because, um, like, he truly knew how to protect people. And not like Rick, because Rick's more of a hands-on guy. Like, he protects them by killing, like, walkers and everything. But, um, Dale pretty much protected the group word-wise, like, advice, giving them advice and everything, and telling them, like, well, because he has a lot more background knowledge on life, or he has a lot more knowledge at life because he's an elder person, so he's lived longer. So yeah, but sadly, death of him, and I was disappointed in that. I didn't like that. I thought it was pretty sad, and he was a good character, but anyway, he was a major death, just like the death of Shane. But you gotta live with it. But they had the funeral of Dale, and pretty much Rick let his emotions of Dale dying take control over him, and because Dale wanted so bad for Randall to be let free, not be executed, I guess since he died, Rick felt that he's the leader, so he should just say, well, Dale died, he wanted him to do that so bad, so I'm just going to let him off the hook and do what we originally did. But that caused Shane to get all mad at Rick, question his leadership. He didn't think like Rick could keep Carl, Lori safe and everything, which I do think he can. I mean, what he says that he can keep them safe. I believe him because you never know, like, your father, he truly loves you, or your mom or whatever, and they will probably do anything to protect you, unless they're like drug addicts and stuff, which I know there are occasions of that on Earth, but I'm going off on tangents, and this isn't about the Walking Dead episode. But anyway, sorry about that. Let's get back here in the program. But so Shane just was like, "Wow, really, Rick? All right, you know what? I have to handle this myself again. I have to save the group again." So he goes out in the woods, acting like he wants to become a part of Randall's group. Which, real quick, I want to say something. I think the leader of Randall's group is Merle Dixon. You went at the beginning, his bald hair. He's kind of a freak show, drug addict person, and he had to cut off his hand to get free. But I just wanted to say that real quick. Anyway, so Shane acted like Randall. He wanted to go with Randall to be a part of his group. So he took him out in the woods, and then he's like, "All right, please lead me to your camp because I want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of this group anymore." So he took Randall out in the woods, and Randall was like, "Oh, you'll like it here. Yeah, it gets crazy sometimes, but you'll fit in with you. That's nice." So then Shane cracks his neck, kills Randall, and then Shane like smashes his face into the tree and breaks his nose and blood's everywhere to get the effect thingy that he got cocked in the nose by Randall. So he runs out to Rick, and he's like, "Rick, guys, he's out. He's armed. He took my gun and smacked me in the face, or like hit me in the face with it, or whatever. And now we gotta go look for him." So they're in the wood in this picture right now. That's Randall in the woods with Glenn and Daryl. They took Daryl, Shane, and Rick, and Glenn out there, and they all looked for him. In that picture you just seeing until it switched to this picture. Um, that was when Randall came back as a walker, and that is why I made my first video on YouTube, called "Why Did or What Did Dr. Jenner Whisper to Rick?" At before the building exploded or whatever. And I think it's because they are all infected. And no matter what happens, unless the contact between the brain or whatever is interrupted, they will come back to walkers. So yeah, but they're out there for a while. They eventually find them. Glenn and Daryl pretty much figure out that Shane killed him because they didn't have any bite marks or scratch marks. They're still a little confused on why it happened because they just are confused because they didn't know that. But so I'm pretty sure they figured out though that Shane killed him. But then eventually Shane's like, we'll go back because he just basically led Rick out there so he could kill him. So he pulls a gun on Rick. He's like, blah, 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 blah. He like throws some more threats at him. Like, I don't think you can keep Lori and Carl safe like he always has been doing for the past couple seasons and stuff. Or not seasons. What am I talking about? Episodes. Sorry about that, guys. And yeah, so they're just arguing a bit. And then eventually, Rick says, this is enough. And he kills Rick. Not kills Rick. God, why would Rick kill himself? Rick kills Shane. And then, like I said, Randall came back as a walker. Right here, Shane came back as a walker too, and that is the picture of it. Now after he dies, Rick hears Carl, and he's like, "Dad," and he's like, "Son, don't. This isn't what it seems. Please don't think blah blah blah. You should be back home with Mom. This isn't what it seems. Please just put the gun down because as you see right here." Carl actually pulled the gun on his dad. Now, I don't know if this is true because I'm kind of disagreeing with Carl pulling the gun on his dad. Everyone says he did because it was before the scene cut to Shane like actually standing up, but he stood up and like the past scene was he was on his back, flat on his back. So he needed to sit up, then turn and stand up. And I think when I'm sure Carl knew Shane was dead. So when Shane set up, he's like, oh my god, blah, 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 he's a walker or something. So I think he pulled on Shane actually. But, I also do get the thought that he pulled the gun on his dad. But then actually, right when we saw Shane get up, then that was when we pretty much knew that he was going to kill Shane instead of his dad. But real quick, I do not have a picture for this. I'm sorry for you guys to see, but near the end, not Shane, Carl shoots Shane, and then that noise it goes to a picture of the woods, and then all these walkers are just pouring out of the woods because they heard the gunshot. Now, real quickly, this is a spoiler for the next episode. I'm pretty sure this is true because I don't think anyone can make this up except for the writers. I don't have much time to say this, so I'm going to speed through this. But I think at the beginning of the episode, if you don't like spoils, exit out right now. Okay, now spoiler. I think the beginning of the episode of Beside the Dying Fire is... sorry about that. Beside the Dying Fire, I think the episode of... the next episode, I had to cut off there, so that's why I'm kind of like trying to pick back up on what I was saying, is in Atlanta, it's sort of a little flashback. In the beginning of the whole series, Rick saw a helicopter up in the sky. And he's like, whoa, what the helicopter? Or something. And the opening scene of the next episode is all the zombies just ripping and devouring the horse Rick rode into Atlanta. And they're in Atlanta still. And then all of a sudden they see the helicopter that Rick saw. And then that's kind of like a beacon or something, and they follow that, and they lose the helicopter eventually, and just keep wandering, trying to find it again. When they end up in that woods, all just completely lost. But then they hear Carl's gunshot shooting at Shane, just like a signal to go that way, and that's where you'll find like more food or something. So I think that's really cool, and I hope that is true in the next episode. If not, I'd be fine. And I don't think this is necessarily considered a spoiler because, because it's just like an opening scene of the actual show. So, just the show opening scene. I don't think that's big of a deal. It's not anything major like, oh, Merle Dixon's going to show up. which I don't know. I swear to God that, I mean, he might. I think he will. That's not a spoiler I actually know, though. That's just a rumor I'm hearing. It's not anything major like a death, which I will wait for you guys to actually watch the episode to figure out who dies, which I'm pretty sure I know who dies. If you guys really want to know, I will say really quickly right at the end. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. And if you guys have any questions about The Walking Dead, like a rumor you heard or something, just comment below and I could probably do a video on it. So yeah. Now here are the deaths that will occur in the next episode. Jimmy from the farm and also Patricia. Those are the only deaths I know so far. Bye guys.